back, everyone, to the show. My name is Christiane Amanpour, and today we have a very special guest today, and his name is Hernan Cortes. Tell me when and where you were born.
Well, I was born in 1485 in Medellin, Castile, Spain.
Oh wow, I must be old. So Hernan, can you tell me so your background information so we know who you are, like your personal info?
Sure, I was born from a noble family, and I married the sister-in-law of the governor of Cortes while living in Cuba. I also had a child with the governor of Cuba's interpreter, Donna Marina.
Oh, interesting, my fellow. So, now, tell me your motivations or reasons for this expedition.
Well, have you heard of Christopher Columbus, who discovered New World?
Yes.
Well, I heard about him, and as I was a child, I was always looking for a life of adventure. I had heard rumors of gold, and in a place that's called now Mexico, and I wanted to find treasure for my country, Spain.
That is fabulous. I would want the same. So, who wouldn't want gold, right? Okay. So, now tell everyone about where you went, so your routes of exploration, right?
Well, my first expedition was to the New World, to the island of Hispaniola, at the city of Santo Domingo. Then my next expedition was under the command of Valquez to conquer Cuba, and where he became governor. Later, I had to beg him that I could go to Mexico, and I sailed with 11 ships and 500 men.
That man.
Yeah, a lot of soldiers. So when I landed in Yucatan Peninsula in Cuba, from Cuba, that's when I marched to Chile, and from there to my final destiny, Tuchatan. And that's where the war happened. I also went to the north and discovered Baja California. I also led an expedition to what is called now Honduras.
Oh wow, Cortes. I can call you Cortes, right?
Yes, of course you can.
Well, so did you have any encounters with Native Americans?
Yes, I had various encounters with different Native Americans, such as the Taxiclan, Trula. When I was traveling all over the Aztec Empire in Mexico, I had a very rocky relationships with the Native Americans when I was in the capital of Aztec, Tucson. I know, it is hard to believe.
With all of them?
Well, not all of them. I had many friends with some of the tribes because they didn't like the Aztec kings.
So friends, but...
Friends like allies because they didn't like the Aztec King Montezuma. Unfortunately, at the end, many Native Americans died as a result of the battle between my army and the Aztecs. They either died as part of the fighting or illnesses in the battle.
Oh, that is... Yeah, interesting. So were there any obstacles or challenges?
Yes, of course, there were many challenges. One was that I had to beg the governor of Cuba to go to the exploration of Mexico. While I was in Tucson, Governor Valquez also sent a force to go after me in Mexico to unseat me. Me, Cortes, they came after me.
How horrible!
I know. When I returned to Tucson, I found that some of the Aztecs were in full rebellion, and therefore I had more power. Men on my ships brought, unfortunately, smallpox to Mexico, which killed nearly 3 million natives and my men. This weakened the Aztecs, and it allowed me, Cortes, to take over.
Oh, my! You must realize. So, can you think of some positive outcomes you've all been through?
Well, I have been honored with many accomplishments because of all my efforts.
How did you get honored?
Well, I was honored after I conquered the Aztecs by first renaming the city of Tunicuan to Mexico City, and the city became the capital of what the territory we call, and also sometimes it was also renamed New Spain. Then King Charles I of Spain made me the governor of the new land of New Spain.
Well, Cortes, I'm happy that I met a governor. You! So, do you have any negative consequences?
Of course, what explorer wouldn't have? I had to beg Governor Valquez to go to the exploration of Mexico. While I was in Turchican, Governor Vasquez sent a force to Mexico to unseat me.
How horrible! Did you defeat them?
Of course I did. I persuaded many of them who came after me to come to my side.
You are a noble fellow if I do say so.
Yeah, thank you.
Cortes, can you tell us something interesting about throughout your life?
Sure. When I arrived in Mexico, it was also at the same time that many of the Aztecs thought that the Aztec god was supposed to arrive on Earth. So the Aztecs thought that I was a god.
You are a hero for sure. Anything else?
Of course. After I took the Aztec leader Montezuma hostage, I ruled the Aztecs by manipulating Montezuma. I also started, and then another interesting fact about my life is I started attending university when I was only 14 years old. Of course, many people who could go to university started at a young age back then.
That is fantastic.
But listen to this. While I was in the military, I had a nickname. Do you know what it was?
No.
I was called the Killer.
Okay. So,
I have something else to tell you too. When I went to the Aztec Empire, I found something almost as precious as gold. Coca beans.
wow. Gold? I must be rich since I have chocolate syrup in my house. Well, you wouldn't know about that, but anyways.
Speaking of chocolate, they made chocolate out of coca beans. Vanilla, chili peppers, and corn, maize. But the Aztecs only drank the chocolate in liquid form.
Ew.
I know, I hated how the chocolate was so bitter. But in Europe, they replaced the chili peppers with milk and the corn with sugar cane.
Oh, I saw that you brought something along.
Yes, I brought some of the coca beans for you as a gift to you.
Wow, guys, these are cocoa beans. Let's just put them in this cup. So, do you notice these two papers?
Oh, no.
Do you notice these two papers?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes, I see them over here.
Oh, but do you know what they are?
Well, why didn't you tell me?
Okay. So, I'm sorry to say this, but these two papers were by King Charles of Spain to send soldiers to investigate on you, Hernan Cortes. These soldiers, remember, they went to investigate you in Tenochtitlan, Mexico.
Yes, I remember those bad days.
When I was interviewing King Charles, he gave me these two papers as a souvenir.
Oh, I'm not happy, but I'm going to give you something better as a souvenir. It's a map of Tuchuan. Tenochtitlan. I'm sorry, I'm very old, so I'm mispronouncing
I
something.
have one last question. So I asked this to all the people who came on my show. That were like, yeah. And so.
What is your question?
Do you know exactly when and where you're gonna die?
Well, I hope not, but I have heard that I will die on December 2nd, 1547 in Castilla de la Cuesta in Castile, Spain.
Well, you better not be there at that time.
You're right, that's a good point.
Thank you, Hernan, for coming back to the show. And come back next time to the show with Christiane and Amanpour.
That's a good point. Thank you.
Cut. Cut. You have to introduce yourself.
She's good.
Welcome every back